Hello and welcome to the Warhammer Universe Theater. Or what? I am your host, Madam Tilly, along with Ty Donis
Hello.
and Panda.
Hello, I am a panda.
And welcome to the Warhammer Universe Theater, where we're just a couple of just enthusiastic nerds shooting the shit. Um, about some of our favorite topics. Today we're talking about the the life that goes on in the 41st millennium. We're talking about just like other races. Not typically like the main factions like orcs and elves. And giant bugs. Uh,
Yeah.
Today, let's just say we call it a Xenology 101 with your Lord Master, your Farseer, Madam Tilly here. As in these episodes, let's go over like depending on how long we go, like 5 to 10 different Xenos and abhuman races. To kind of give you just just paint a picture of the universe we're in. We're talking less seemingly simple, just mutated humans to obscure horrors that can one shot a space marine.
Yeah.
This is the universe we live in. So, darlings, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now just to get because it's the first episode of Xenology, um, let's just discuss our favorite planet of Xenos here, the Catachan.
Catachin, let's go. Oh, what are we talking about
Now, is
first?
it called is it called Catachan or Catachin?
I've heard
Catachan.
I've heard Catachan, I've heard Catacan.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
but
I think it really depends on personal pronunciation.
Yeah, it's a personal preference thing,
now
honestly, with Catachin.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's one for every episode we do these because there's so many of Catachan horrors.
Oh yeah.
I think we should start off with.
Well, I was about to say, Catachin is a death world, which basically means everything on that planet will kill you. And it's not like Krieg, where it's just been nuked to hell and the radiation will kill you. No, it's just fauna.
I mean, if memory serves, fucking Fenris is also technically a death world as well,
Yeah,
correct?
Fenris is a death world as well, because the wildlife wants to kill you there too.
And it's not just killing you, you also succumb to the
Is
elements.
Fenris the one that's like so cold if you aren't wearing like the moment your skin touches it, it just falls off in like a brittle like paste?
Kinda. I know that it's a Space Wolves home planet. But I know that they can survive there, but they're also augmented, but
Yeah.
that's also the
Did Fenris get blown up?
no.
No.
What am I thinking of? Shit.
But there is, oh, we could definitely do a talking just death worlds. Like, there's some where, like, the Imperium treat as basically execution world. And when you think about it, Catachan, they recruit from there. So this place has got to be worse than Catachan.
Oh yeah, Catachin. The jungle fighters have like they're not the largest because that belongs to Cadia.
Yeah.
Remember Cadia. But Catachin, like they have a lot of experience. Just like they're the Rambos of the 41st millennium.
Yeah.
And the Rambos and Ripleys is what I should say, because all the females for some reason look like Ripley.
When I figure because with Catachan, there's usually one of these two critters always pop in your mind first. Yeah, what are they, darlings?
Well, I know. Go ahead, Tide.
I was going to say the only one I really know, and it's only because there was a shit post, was the what is it, the Catachan barking toad or the devil toad?
Oh, the green barking toad.
Yeah.
I wish to pet this creature.
Okay, so yeah, there's the devil and the toad.
Yep, the Catachan devil.
All right, let's start. Yep, the good old Catachan devil. Which is basically a train-sized scorpion, caterpillar, spider bug.
Millipede. It's basically it's the size of a large train, and stretches about like probably I'd say it's like fucking. I think it's supposed to be like 500 or 600 yards long.
It goes to at least 100 feet long. But yeah, and I'll post pictures of these in the Warhammer channel there, as you can see.
Yeah.
Yep.
And see here, and now apparently, the Imperial Guard from Catachan considered a rite of passage to kill one of these things.
Yep. If you want to be I believe, I don't quote me on this, but there's the story of there are only two ways to be a Catachan jungle fighter, to be either a commissar or a high-ranking like commander or captain, and you basically have to lead a charge, not a charge. You have to lead an assault against one of these things. Because the thing is that this thing this thing lives on Catachan, and this is it's like an animal. It literally is an animal.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna give a fuck where you are. It's not gonna give a fuck about any kind of like whether it's an outpost or like a colony. This motherfucker will just like literally bulldoze through it. And literally it's gotten so it was so bad with how many Catachan Catachan devils were like going about, that literally they had to literally like have a weather forecast every week of like where is the nearest Catachan devil and will it pass through our colony. If the answer is yes, we have to evac to a different colony or just prepare for an assault.
Yeah, like a hurricane watch, but
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah, it's like there's another Death World where they actually have cities on kind of like Mortal Engines, the cities on wheels, and they just move the city whenever the creatures get closer.
Yeah.
And but also even if you try fortifying, sorry Imperial Fist, the Catchins, the devils, they can just burrow under you. So fuck.
Oh yeah, they can dig. Also supposedly, Tyranids actually can't like. So the biomass of a Catachan devil is so intricate that Tyranids have no idea what the hell to do with it. And supposedly, I don't know if that's true or not. But at the same time, I don't know where I remember reading this, but apparently psychers are no effect. Like psycher and like these things are very hyper resistant to the warp. So one superstition that Catachan jungle fighters will do is that, because that's a lot of meat and that's a lot of carapace and chitin. So what they'll do is like they'll have like an engineer or some shit carve like a shoulder piece or like a lucky charm or like a helmet out of its carapace, and it's mostly helmets and like helmets, sheaths for their knives, because Catachan knives are fucking legendary.
Yeah.
And like just like armor.
Right.
And I'm talking like full on like Monster Hunter levels of like armor,
Yeah.
where they will literally just wear this armor for when they're traveling or being deployed across the warp, because the only way to travel through the galaxy is by going through the warp.
Yeah.
So these Catachan fighters would put these helmets on. Again, don't quote me on the source. This is something I remember reading on some kind of forum, so take it with a grain of salt. But supposedly Catachan guardsmen would wear these helmets because supposedly they were very like psyker resistant, or not psyker resistant, but very like it had a very high tolerance for the warp.
So like a Magneto helmet.
Kinda, sort of. Think of it kind of like it's a superstition, so there's no telling if it's true or not. But like the AdMech proved supposedly this could be a not conductor, an insulator. It's a warp insulation. It's like warp insulated like material. So that's why like when Tyranids attack Catachan, the devils never listen to that shadow of the warp. They never listen to those like hive mind psychokinetic links. And that's why warp entities can't really affect them, because they kind of just don't give a fuck, and no one knows why. And again, AdMech believed that it could be that the carapace or like the shell could just be very insulated when it comes to the warp, but that it's not proven, but it's a very big superstition on Catachin.
Okay, and also one way you can hunt them is by using like the Dead Corpse to lure one, because apparently
Yeah.
these devils are very territorial.
Oh
Um,
yeah, they
uh,
are basically sharks. If they see it, or like not just like sharks, but they are like they spot even a tiny like anything that looks like an opposing like Catachin devil, they'll just go full like fucking nutso on it.
Now the jungle fighters consider this a cowardly tactic. So they don't really do it.
Which is funny because Catachin jungle fighters love, like I said, another reason they're called the Rambos of the 41st millennium
Yeah.
is because they love what you're thinking of probably is the Devil Core, where they literally are all about going deep into enemy territory and just placing like fucking melta mines or melta bombs, plasma mines, fucking like crack grenade bundle traps. Like they go full nonstop like Vietnam levels of like booby trapping, and then they'll find a spot and hold it until their reinforcements come, or like until like they're like, hey, go to this position, and when we advance and get there, that's when you can rejoin us.
Let's see here. However, they do recommend to anyone else to use that strategy because you're a bunch of pussies. Because catching guys are the Rambos.
Catachin, Catachin jungle fighters are basically, they see Cadians as like the fucking Boy Scouts. Like they don't know what hardship is like. Like if you were to think of an accent for a Catachin jungle fighter, it's either real like I'm deep Aussie, like if you want to keep up with that, or like that deep like Texan Southern like deep South like.
Textralian.
Listen, no, not Australian, like
No,
American,
combine
you.
them. So Australian Textralians.
Yeah,
New
she's a
race.
Textalian.
Yeah, I would consider these guys like either deep South America or like Australian.
But yeah, imagine new country Textralia.
Oh God.
So, but yeah, that's the devil. Don't
The Catachin Devil, very
don't fear
infamous
the devil.
creature.
No, I'm just kidding. You do fear the Reaper. So
Actually, I believe that is the credo of the Devil Corps is, the Emperor fears no devils, or something like that.
okay, now for our next critter to talk about,
Mhm.
yeah,
There it is.
Yeah,
I
there's
wish to
the
poop
toad.
its snoot.
yeah. That's rule number one. Do not boop the snoot. Yes.
Yeah, not that snoot. That's a danger snoot.
Yeah.
And it's what's scary is this thing is about the size of, I believe, a softball?
Like a football or something, but yeah.
No, small. It's a little frog. Like it's a little toad. It's like, I want to say it's about the size of like either a baseball or a softball.
So
Right
no
about that
bigger
wrong
than,
tide.
so no bigger than a bullfrog.
Yeah, they're little guys.
Okay.
But
What did they do?
oh, it's just if they're threatened at all, they explode in a toxic thermonuclear detonation that can go for like, what is it, a mile?
Yeah, roughly half a mile. So apparently, there was a Kagajart, who said that he survived a blast simply because he was half a mile away and he still had minor burns.
Yes, it is a very, very, very powerful toxin.
Yeah, it is explosion equivalent to the Life Eater virus.
Mm-hmm.
Just unlike the Life Eater virus, doesn't encompass the spread, encompass the whole planet's air supply. Basically, it's like kind of like a big old half-mile size acid bomb.
Yeah, it's a nuke. It's a frog nuke.
Yeah, like
and
it could kill a Primarch. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, not Vulcan.
It can probably fuck up a Primarch.
At least it's kill Astartes.
Oh, definitely, it would kill an Astartes.
Consider
Yeah, and Astartes it would definitely kill.
Yeah, because we've seen just a pack of grenades blow up in a
Even a salamander, Astartes would get fucked up. And salamanders are naturally larger than your average space marine because that's it's mostly just because of Vulcan's gene seed that they're bigger.
If memory serves, Vulcan was the biggest Primarch.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's like fucking. I think he's like 11 foot, like something. I think he's like 10 or 11 feet. He almost is the size of Biggie.
Yeah, and then
He's a big motherfucker.
And I know you're thinking, why not just scoop these fuckers up and just like use them as grenades?
You can't.
Weapons of
You
war.
can't.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's literally the moment they feel threatened. That's when they just go.
They're so easily agitated.
Just literally any kind of threat, whether it's just you just appearing, you'll just see them like kind of puff up and like kind of croak. But the moment they feel any kind of threat, that's when they detonate. So like it could be like you just accidentally taking a single step towards this thing.
Yeah,
it could be something so little as like you just putting your rifle away or you're just walking away. You literally you have to wait for this thing to calm down and then fuck off. And then you can leave.
Yeah, essentially.
And again, they're so small that most of the time guardsmen will step on them. Or like a tank will run them over. Which is why whenever there's like any kind of like... And again, these things are mostly local to Catachin. Once again...
man, it's like... like Catachin, you might even survive getting off the shuttle land bay,
Exactly.
Yeah. Either like a vine will probably reach over and yank you out of the airship, or you just land. No, you'll land on a barking toad and it'll blow up.
Yeah, because it's also known to like eat through metal too. The virus.
Yep. Let's see here. I think like basically sealed suits will be okay.
No, not even sealed suits.
At least dreadnoughts.
I think dreadnoughts might be okay.
Yeah.
They'll get a little fucked up from the like fumes,
Yeah.
or like they might need like an engine seer to look at them after they're done going through the territory because it's a fallout. Like literally, unironically, these things cause like nuclear fallouts.
Yeah.
And obviously, they die from the detonation as well.
Oh yeah, because they explode.
Exactly. But some people are like people who don't know, like it's like, oh, so it just kind of like just farts. Like no, it full on like it's like it unapologetically like explodes itself.
It go bang.
So yeah, which one would you rather deal with, the devil or the toad?
The devil.
The devil.
It's just
because at least there's a chance of survival. With the toad, it's literally like a toss of the coin.
Oh.
But granted, that's just life on Catachin itself. Like I said, like we could literally host an episode on Impguard of the Catachin because they're literally like
they'll come. It's coming one day. Also, I even
Yeah.
have an audiobook on Catachin if you want to give it.
Oh yeah, there's a few books on Catachin. They're great.
But getting away from Catachin on the let's stick it with the small. But let's go with our first abhuman. Y'all remember the squats?
The
The
squats.
Ratlings.
Nope.
No,
they're squats.
They're space wars basically.
Ratlings are
The
basically space half.
these guys.
They're like the Thunder Warriors of the Votan.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, these are the precursors to the Votan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're around in the 80s and 90s.
But yeah, like technically, they're still in the lore. They're just very much smaller and off to the side, which I shall get into.
Nobody really talks about them.
Yeah.
But so essentially, they were normal-looking human beings, but they got deployed on some very basically like a planet that's like had 3 times the normal Earth's gravity. No.
Yeah.
So they got hold on. So they got squished by the gravity.
On top of that, yeah. So they started evolving to very much shorter. Not to mention, the planet they're stuck on. I think it was very hazardous on the surface, so they had to live in underground tunnels.
Oh my God.
And the operation they're overseeing was a mining operation. Yeah.
Yep.
GGW, you really love fucking walking that
Yeah.
tight line.
So yeah, very rock and stone of them.
I'm about to say that doesn't
Yeah.
sound like fucking a series we know.
Yeah, and their scientific name is Homo sapiens rotundus. Just they looked around. Uh, um, and so eventually nowadays they've been sent off to like auxiliary regiments. So they're just saying, yeah, just hanker on groups. But And so eventually there's really good their mine operation. They're getting nice and short, and well, just like because GW is very on the nose. They also really hate the elves and the orcs.
I wonder why they could hate the two largest Xenos.
I can't imagine why.
Does anyone watch Lord of the Rings?
Please tell me they get into please tell me they get into beefs with Ratlings.
I don't know about that specifically.
Please tell me they do, because it just seems like something that would happen.
I'm gonna tell you, but I can see that happens. But so eventually, the Eldar, both the Eldar and the Orcs, they countered the planet that they were stationed on, and the planet, because it was a mining operation, was just so rich in resources. And the Eldar and the Orcs were like, "Oh fuck, we need that stuff." So at first they tried to take it through non-diplomatic means, but the squats, they were tough. They held in, and they were actually fighting them off. Eventually both the elves and even the orcs were like, fuck it. Let's just try making a treaty. Even the orcs were actually like, being chill.
I think
And
I
moved
remember
diplomatic.
hearing this story.
So there was a temporary trade alliance with the Eldar and the orcs.
Well,
But
an alliance with the orcs is like big air quotes, because an orc will accidentally shoot their ally and somehow their loot goes missing. I assume, judging by the context of this, it was a Death Skulls orc band? War band?
I couldn't tell you. I think it might have been a Bad Moon or Bad Moons. But
Really? It was the Bad Moons.
I can tell you which group of Eldar our Orca was. But yes, the orcs eventually couldn't last long without going orky.
Of course.
And so they say, "Fuck this, we're attacking." So our space dwarves, our
Grump 'em.
squats, yeah, they're a little offended, and now they're fighting them back. But they're like, but they're also taken by surprise too. It's like, oh, we're getting fucking slaughtered here. Let's go talk to our new other allies, the elves. Eldar. Can you please, assist us? And Elder like, no.
Yeah.
So feel a bit disrespected by the elves, the dwarves. So now essentially we're like, let's fuck you to both of y'all. And so that's why they really hate elves and orcs. Um, and let's see here. Also the squads kind of had like engineering guilds as opposed to the Mechanicus.
Yeah. I just noticed that. Oh, this is the whole engineering companies. I've heard of these guys.
So yeah, it's like it's like the Mechanicus like, why the fuck would you just build it?
Yeah. So yeah, I remember reading about these guys. These are the guys that these are the abhumans that they have their own subdivisions of engineering companies. I believe the Iron Bull Company makes a lot of tanks. The Guard Company makes a lot of helps make mining lasers and rifles and las guns. Boar's Head, I believe they focus more on mounted weapons like heavy bolters, assault cannons, fucking the guns that go on the vehicles. I forget what the Vega Ram company does.
So eventually the Imperium came across them, and was gonna do the old crusade thing and blow you up first, and ask questions later. But once again, they dug in and held him off, and so apparently, like, damn, okay, yeah, we'll bring you into the Greater Imperium. Um, and then time skip Tyranids.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Tyranids ate up the whole planet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um, and so and yeah, as you know, that was actually pretty recently. I think 37th millennium too. Now the GW's reason for basically having the squads eaten by the Tyranids and get rid of them because they felt they kind of did their space dwarves a little dirty. They had become kind of like
Yeah, that's why the Leagues of Photon were kind of created to kind of like make up for that.
yeah, because they felt even made it was too much of a mockery like that. They're like, fuck sakes, we call them squats, you know.
Not to mention, also, it would be really. It was starting. I think I remember this. It was really confusing because you also had ratlings at the time.
right. But yeah, Rattlings are space halflings and
Yeah, that's what it is. Like,
dwarves.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. It's like, right, you got halflings, you got hobbits, and you got gnomes. Not confusing at all. That's just,
Exactly.
and dwarves. So basically, you have four different little people.
Yep.
Unless there's probably something else I'm forgetting. Uh, but uh, but yeah, that's the story of the squads. What do you think of them? As I go to the bathroom real quick.
I've known about the squats for a couple of years, and I've always laughed at them because it's just one of those
Yeah.
things. They're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I remember reading about these guys when I was doing research on ratlings. When Tilly comes back, I think I have an idea of what we're going to be talking about next. I have a feeling now that we're on abhumans, I think the next ones are going to be the felinids.
I imagine so.
If I don't see felinids pop up, I'm going to be really surprised about Tilly. Because, believe it or not, there actually is quite a few felinids. Or
Yeah.
is it felinids? Or felinids? I don't remember how you pronounce them.
Either or, I believe.
Don't disappoint us, Tilly, please. Knowing you would look into those.
Okay. So our next one was
I wonder, is it the felinids?
no. Uh
Oh, okay.
but I literally rolled these randomly. Made a big list, rolled randomly.
Okay.
Next one is basically one of the reasons why you shouldn't let the admic touch anything. Uh,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Let's see here now that the picture of the post they look kind of cool and Mad Maxy, almost chaosy really. But these are the Gland Warriors.
Nice.
Are these the fucking combat servitors?
No.
Oh. Oh shit, really? I thought these were the servitors that they said they literally just programmed to fight. Oh shit.
They encounter a combat servitor in the book I'm reading, Assassination Kingmaker.
Hmm.
And they're pretty formidable. But now the Gland Warriors basically they kind of want to essentially make Imperial Guards similar to Space Marines with additional organs and sudden enhancements.
Oh.
And unfortunately, these enhancements affected their mental health.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, so they wait. Oh no, did they
basically-
just make a bunch of fucking
It's basically like a bunch of knockoff Dollar Tree brand Thunder Warriors.
I was going to say that did they accidentally make an abhuman race of fucking oh shit, it's on the tip of my tongue. The Eversor assassins?
Possibly, but like
Those are the boys.
yeah.
Oh no.
These are kind of like diet episodes, I guess. Because essentially, there was one Rogue Trader story where he had a Gland Warrior, and essentially he started kind of just like I think because they were in some kind of tomb, and just like the subtlest like spooky shit, and the Glenwar started kind of like freaking out and getting a little aggressively crazy. Started to Frothalo and started
Oh
attacking his
no!
allies.
Wait,
So
why would
easily
they?
agitated.
Why would the AdMech make discount Eversource? Wait, they are these things still in service? Or did the Inquisition immediately shut these fuckers down?
Yes. So
Oh,
both.
the Inquisition actually stepped in?
But yeah, answering both. Yes. So essentially, the
Oh
last
shit.
known deployment. Another reason for their existence is that they can enhance them for kind of like Death World or Polluted Worlds, where basically they're changed so they can survive like whatever pollution or something that's affecting that planet. So
Oh.
there was a now polluted a world with Tyranid invasion going on. So I think they probably drop some kind of pollution to kind of stop the Tyranids.
Oh,
Which
like
they
a
probably take
virus
them out.
bomb?
Yeah, or something like that. So they sent in pollution proof warriors in there, and they actually managed to stop the Tyranids. But one, because they're designed for that world, they could never leave that world again. And two, only three of them survived.
Oh
So
shit.
they beat the Tyranids though, and so then three, the Inquisition came by, scooped them up for a quote study, and we haven't heard from them since.
Yeah, no, they're dead.
Yeah,
I was about to say they're either dead or they're being converted into Eversource, and we are just and we literally they could just be an Eversor, and we wouldn't know the fucking difference.
right.
Because an Eversor assassin is literally that. Just minus the
Yeah.
nuke built into their head.
Oh, they have a sick as fuck gimp suit.
Of course. I knew there was a Tilly reason for this. I knew there was some kind of like catch to it. I'm like, there's a catch to these guys, isn't there? Then you mentioned Gimp Soup. I'm like, there it is.
Oh, you brought up Eversor. Okay.
I'm sorry that all the fucking Assassinorum agents wear tight black spandex. I'm sorry.
I mean, blame DeviantArt, really. They're the villains here.
Okay, that's just the fucking they mostly do that with what is it, Caluxus? Is Caluxus the shapeshifters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calidus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calidus, thank you. Caluxus is a different temple, I think.
Yeah. Oh man. So our next one is one of the popular ones.
Is it the fella? Ogrins!
It's your lovable oafs.
We love our Ogrins.
Homo sapiens gigantus.
I'm not surprised they went with the name Gigantus.
Yeah, they're actually bigger than Space Marines.
Oh yeah, no, they're big.
I'm about to say Ogrins. I think you might be thinking of Bulgrins that are just as big.
Yeah, somewhere in the same reach. We're not a professional. I'm just a Lord Master. And
I mean, both of them are massive.
yeah. Let's see. Just like it's like I'm not the expert here. I'm just a storyteller. I'm just gonna give you information. Anyways, so as we all know, they are fucking big and they strong and they are mentally slow.
They dumb as a box of rocks, but they hit like just as hard as a box of rocks.
Yeah.
To quote a Ogrin corporal, which is a very high rank for Ogrins.
Yeah.
Brute force not work? It because you not use enough of it. A quote by Ogrin Bonehead. Because Ogrins can't say anything more than 2 syllables.
Yeah, apparently, and they are considered adhumans. That's some kind of weird mutant, because, if 2 ogres were to fuck, they get another ogrin. But they also, we're like, these guys are too valuable to just, it's a cute. And so they just basically kind of like, taught them, the Emperor is the bestest, and that's how we got
Emperor the best.
And now, apparently, among Ogre Society, they very value intelligence. So if you're the smartest, then you're the bestest.
Yeah.
And legend has it, there's an Ogre that can count to 4.
Yes, that's Nork Deadog.
Yeah.
Hey, Catachin, I think he's a Bulgrim? Which, a Bulgrim, to kind of not confuse the audience, and Ogrin's the race. A Bulgrim is one that specializes in fighting on the... Ogre normally are frontline specialists. However, most of the time they've got like these big fuck all shotguns,
Yeah.
or like miniature, or like even some even get the privilege to use a heavy bolter. But for the most
Yeah,
part, they
because they
use like
can survive. They can actually shoot a heavy bolter and fucking survive.
yeah, because a heavy bolter to like a normal like average human is the equivalent of like firing like a 50 cal heavy machine gun, except 5 times bigger. That fucker shoots hard, but yeah, Nork Deadog, he can count to 4.
Yep. Up here, yeah. It says here like the boneheads are the leaders, and they're the slightly smarter ones.
Yeah,
Um,
boneheads.
and as far as the gear goes, they actually use fucking tank parts as shields and body armor.
Yes, they will
I believe
actively
it.
use like just like vehicle plates and
Yeah.
doors as
And
shields.
treads and stuff as just like body armor.
Yeah, I remember there was a story of like there was like a group of Ogrins. They were defending. They were like not defending, but they were like attacking like a they were attacking effectively a heretic like like a hive city, and they weren't able to get into like the main entrance. They couldn't airdrop because the city was full of AA guns. So one of the boneheads had a fucking brilliant idea. He went to a bunch of like the ruined like fucking like trucks and tanks, and they started ripping the doors off and started slowly pushing with them with the doors. And when one door broke, they just literally took cover, crawled to another wreck, grabbed whatever looked like a door or like a metal paneling, and that would be their new shield. Because of how much fucking like gun emplacements there were.
Yeah. I remember there was one time where a commissar asked like one ogre like, "What's your job here?" And he's like, to do what I'm told." And the commissar was like, "Hot, that's the best thing I ever heard." He gave him another medal.
Yeah, that was Norg.
Yeah.
Norg asked me a question. What's my job? I told him it was to protect the boss. He gave me another medal. God, I love working in the Emporium.
And
I still remember. I can't remember which one it was. There was a story of a. It turned out to be a really sad story, but it was a story of a Ogren who worked for a commissar, and she was like liked him so much to the point where he became her personal bodyguard.
Oh, I think I've heard of this. It was a Bulgrim that like this commissar got so attached to, she treated him like a pet.
yeah.
But he basically was so happy just to do everything for her because I don't know if he loved her is the right word, but he definitely admired her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because well, the thing is that like commissars already aren't really liked, even though Ogren don't really give a shit about commissars. A female commissar is very, oddly enough, not rare, but they most of the time a female commissar gets a lot more recognition from the administratum to the point where they probably will get indoctrinated into an inquisitorial order. So like they'll never see him again.
Okay, so what do Ogren recall commissars?
Boss.
Just bosses. Yeah, just boss.
What was the other name then?
What, commissars?
Yeah.
I've heard that they try to pronounce commissar, but they can't do it most of the time. So I've heard they say call me sor.
Yeah, commissarge
They also refer to
is a common one.
They also refer to as the big hat guy.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And let's see here. Also, and this is kind of sad too, but on brand. But say if a commissar or the troop commander goes down, since the ogre don't know how to do any better or improvise, they either just stand their ground or charge. Yeah. So, fortunately, if leadership dies, then they're likely going to die unless reinforcements show up.
Well, wait, I forgot. There's another famous ogre we could have talked about. Urk.
Go on.
Urk was another Catachin jungle fighter. He was a super famous one.
Yeah.
But basically, he held off a massive orc invasion. To the point where he would call he basically was like super nice to everybody. He called all of the soldiers that he served with Littleins.
Aw.
Yeah.
And there was this one guardsman by the name of Gurion.
Okay.
And basically, there was this big assault against like an orc in like invasion or whatever, and he unfortunately Gurion got fucking shot until eventually he died from his wounds. And Ogren, being dumb as hell but very fucking stubborn as well,
Yeah.
because once an Ogren sets his mind on something, he's gonna do it. He literally like because they basically like a commissar gave him and his unit an order to like charge, but half of his unit just were like, we might need to hold position, and another commissar was like, no, that's stupid, we barely have enough manpower. He, in his stubborn fit of revenge, ran forward into the orc encampment, and basically it got to a point where he wouldn't listen to commissars because he was so sick and tired of them arguing. So now commissars can't control him. He is just an ogre that just does whatever the hell he wants. Commissar, like, you cannot be a commissar and talk to him. He will only listen to people like he'll only listen to like proper commanders or like captains.
Yeah.
Urk is a and keep in mind, Urk's a Catachin Ogren.
Oh lordy, that's on brand.
So he's especially stubborn. He hates commissars. Well, I shouldn't say hate.
Okay.
He'll still call him a boss, but he will just be like, nah, I think this better. And he'll just fucking, like, if you tell him, hey, we need you to fucking shoot this wall out, he will be like, he'll look at that wall, he'll touch it and be like, nah, this better. And he'll just ram through that wall and be like, see, faster.
Oh man, yeah, like commissars don't last long with catachins. Yeah, if it ain't the critters.
Oh yeah, there's a
the guard with the cells. Commissars tend to go missing when
yes, Catachin. Yeah, Catachin commissars go quote unquote missing in action or killed by the local fauna.
Now, now let's talk about some of the other types of ogrins. You said about the Charonite ogrins.
Oh, the Karenites.
Karenites, yeah.
Ooh, those fuckers are crazy. Those are the ones with the Mechanicus stuff on them, right?
Oh yeah, some of them have bladed hands. But actually,
yeah, these are the augmented ones.
Yeah,
these
the
are the big
Mechanicus actually didn't want nothing to do with them. They wanted to put down, but the Solar Auxilia were like, no, let's use them. Let's make use of them. So now, and so they also embedded them with plenty of fucking stems, as
oh yeah,
more scarier. And the Mechanicus are like, why the fuck are you doing? Why? What? Why?
Because it works.
And they're like, no biggie, we got a kill switch in their heads. It's fine. So it's really kind of sad.
Well, these are the fuckers with like the Suicide Squad bombs in their heads. I was wondering which of the Ogren groups had these. I thought it was the fucking like. I thought that was the No wait, those are Chaos Ogres. Those are Berserkers. Oh shit! I thought those were the Gunluggers.
I'm aware of, but you're probably right. And then we move on to Chaos Ogrins.
Yeah.
There's two main types. There's the Plague Ogren, which you can see in Dark Tide. But it's a Nurgle Ogre, kind of self-explanatory. Big and gross and whatnot.
And then there's the one I mentioned, the Berserkers.
Yeah, the Corn Ogrins.
Oh, those fuckers are scary.
Now I said that they don't get the nails that go with the World Eaters, simply because like any ogre in the nails, they usually die after just one fight. I guess because.
Oh, you mean like the implants that make you angry?
Yeah, the World Eater nails. Yeah, they tried, but they just died after one fight.
Yeah, because it's just it overstimulates their body, or overloads their heart or some shit like that. Like it kills them with a heart attack.
Yeah, but when you have a ogre berserker, it's kind of not necessary.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, and finally we had the most saddest version of the ogre, the servitor ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot there were ogre and servitor. I feel like they're rare though. That's the thing.
I imagine.
Cause like the Imperium very much does value the Ogrins because they're one of the few abhumans that like survive the treatment.
Yeah, and they generally just like they like the Imperium way of life.
Let's say, yeah, like they're literally unflinching, loyal to the fucking bone, like people. Like they are not cowards. A coward, like most of the time, I think a servitor ogrin is a coward ogrin, which means it's effectively useless.
Yeah. Oh man. So are we ready to move on to the next critter?
I was about
Yeah.
to say, yeah, who's next?
Let's go back to Kachan.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
Christ.
But it's one of the more obscure critters, but I think it's just as horrifying when you think about what it does to you. Okay, y'all know what that is?
Oh, is that a spiker?
Indeed.
Oh boy.
Oh, God.
So, on the surface, it's just, it's kind of like an overgrown tumbleweed. It's just a spiky ball. Looks like it's just a big-ass thorny weed. But,
Or it'll look like it'll look like a tree.
yeah, like an angry-looking tree. But then it will just suddenly explode, shoot out all of its spines in several directions. Of course, we're stronger to probably pierce some damn good armor. And usually
I don't think they can go through ceramite. That's the only thing they haven't been able to pierce yet.
Yeah. um, and yeah, usually not only will it kill most critters instantly, but as with humans, basically, it will turn you into a spiker. Like
Yeah.
you'd be so overloaded with poison that you'll just be kind of like to wander around, kind of like delirious for an hour, as your body starts sprouting like spines throughout, painfully until you're consumed by them and you look just like the original Spiker.
This is some SCP shit.
Yeah, that's
Catachin's fucking Catachin fauna. We could literally spend an episode talking about Catachin like wildlife.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking wild.
Yeah, like
that.
From just the leaves and the fauna and artiflora.
I guarantee a majority of these critters you found are from Catachin or have been discovered on Catachin.
I just thought it was more trying to just spread them out, instead of blowing all the coolest shit on one episode.
Yeah.
But we got a couple more left. But yeah, that I just find, even though it's so simple and like plain looking, that sounds horrible.
Yep, and there's
Yeah,
no telling when they appear because they just look like an everyday thing. You have to be. I believe only Catachin veterans will know what they are, and The joke is that if a Catachin veteran just starts shooting at a tree, you shoot the fuck out of that tree because it's probably a spiker.
Yeah,
I'm about to say it's one of those things. You don't. If you see someone shooting at it, or Catachin jungle fighter shooting at a tree, shoot at it because whatever's in that tree is a lot scarier than anything else around you.
Okay, and so because like there's some Catachin like flora and fauna that like if it hits you, you got maybe a few seconds to like lob that part of you off, but when it's a spiker pierces you, you're done.
Yeah, once that spike is in you, literally, I believe Catachin like sergeants will just put you down because they know. I believe they'll also like incinerate your body in like the engine. Weirdly enough.
Okay, let's see here. Now let's do a few scary ones. This one.
Oh god, are we still on Catachin or?
No, we're moving on to some horror, Eldritch horror.
Oh no.
Okay, this one I'm pretty sure y'all might have heard of. So, have you heard of the Umbra?
Oh, I've heard of this thing.
I've heard of it, but only in like really small bits. And
the fucking living clouds that will just eat you.
Yeah. So essentially, these are kind of
these are warp. Are these warp entities?
Essentially, basically, like little black, kind of the size of like a soccer ball, oily, inky black, and like very like kind of like moist and smooth. Kind of like big old blob of ink. And there's kind of like they're very rare, but there's flown out there in the space and ether, and they'll just they usually encountered on like on ships,
Yeah, this is that warp entity.
yeah, and but yeah, they just pass right through the outer hull. Yeah, they just phase through the material. Um,
Oh, these things are fucking horrible. Now it's all
so
coming back to me.
yeah, so you can literally just be kind of like just chilling in your bunk and just see like a big black orb just float on by. You know, it'll likely kill you, but as it floats by. But yeah, it gets passed right through, and like, just not even minding. And they're generally
Hmm.
formed. They're generally found like hang out near the warp engine, the warp drives.
Yeah, warp drives, or just like if you're traveling through the warp.
Yeah. But essentially they are impervious to most firearms. And basically they're most powerful in the shadows.
Yep.
So if you're inside
They
shadow, they can just pretty much form tentacles or forms and just rip you to pieces.
there is a big story about like the only way you can physically hurt them is through like plasma weaponry seems to do okay against them. Like because like a bunch of dark angels, because of the fact they're always on crusades and shit, because it's the fucking dark angels, and dark angels primarily use a fuck ton of plasma weaponry anyways. um like most of the time there's two ways like you know you're in trouble is if you see that wall and you don't have a plasma weapon, or like you'll notice in like one of the diagrams that you posted, Tilly,
Yeah.
there's like in one of the pictures there's like this like almost kind of like whitish orb in the middle.
Yep.
You can kind of see it on like the diagram picture.
The creamy center.
Yeah, you'll see that like it's like it almost is like this like kind of exactly that, like this cream colored, like almost like or like almost like it kind of looks like like if you've ever played Halo, it kind of looks like a flood like pus sac.
Yeah.
And what's even scarier is these things can just be stuck to the hull of your ship, and they'll just appear on planets that are near the warp.
And when and so yeah, basically one of the best way to kill it is to shine lots of light up the room, get rid of shadows to weaken it.
Yep.
So yeah, and that's when some magos for to like cut it open and find the creamy center and stuff. And but yeah, nothing of really like tangible value to learn from it. But they think it like it came from the warp. And now when people are about to be consumed by these things in the shadows, it usually repeats like one word: linger.
Yeah, it's super fucking spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back into SCP shit again. God damn it, man.
And so allegedly, this is a remnants of one of the old ones.
Yeah, this is precursor. Like there's a lot of theories as to what an Umbra technically could be. Some people say that these are just shades of like a Zeech demon. Some say these are just like a kind of like a conglomerate of just warp energy.
What's believed is that Sinesh had found one of the last old ones and chopped the fucker into a million pieces and then kicked those shards out into the cold space.
Oh yeah, when you say old ones, are you talking about like the Catan?
Yep.
Oh, I remember this. Oh, this is what those little guys are. Okay, now it's even getting more put together. Yeah. These fuckers are weird. Because like I said, they can also just appear on planets. That like after like a battle barge just emerges from warp like a warp jump. These guys will just suddenly just poof into existence on the planet.
Yeah.
Most of the time, there has to be some trace of the warp on the planet already.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be fun if like there was like a tabletop game where like if you gotta be wary of taking cover because an Umbra could be hiding in that shadow.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Umbras are fucking messy sons of bitches.
Yeah, no, that's terrifying. I'd rather not.
Well, the good thing is that these things are like they're rare, because of the fact that like you don't see the only time you see these things are either like the only way you could see this is if there's a massive surge of warp energy in like that lasts like a minute, which that could technically mean like hours because warp shit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, these things these are like again these are warp entities, so you really don't have to worry too much about these things unless there's like a lot of warp jumping happening like directly outside your atmosphere.
Ugh. Are you ready for next Xenos?
Yeah, or abhuman.
All right. This one's that's an obscure one now, but at least the wreck shit in its day. Yeah, the Crave.
Oh God, no.
Oh, are these the fucking bat creatures that the Night Lords dealt with?
And the Dark Angels.
Oh, right. The Dark Angels did have to deal with these fucking things.
But yeah, these are basically fucking big vampire like fully like Dracula bat transformation vampire looking guys.
I would say these things look literally like what's in the picture. These things look like man bat.
Yeah, man bat. Yeah. And essentially they would take people in the night and they would use psyker powers to possess masses of people. They're a
Yeah.
little larger and stronger than Space Marine, but Space Marines tend to got like the speed and the ferocity.
Yeah, Night Lords love capturing these things and using them as torture tools.
But yeah, they remind me a lot of Night Lord, especially because they also have the bat aesthetic.
No, Night Lords would actively. So what Night Lords did with these fuckers is they would capture them,
Yeah.
agitate them, and then let them loose on a planet or like a colony.
Yeesh.
Night Lords are literally the biggest terrorists in the galaxy. They are literally a legion fueled by terror. They are literally they are terrorists in the like the genuine definition of the word. They spread terror.
Yep. And so
The Night Lords and obviously the Dark Angels hate these fucking things because warp shenanigans, and I believe they have some connection to the Fallen.
let's see. I can't remember, but I remember like Lionel Johnson had to pretty much take these things on during the Great Crusade. I managed to slay their
Of course.
leader.
Yeah, because of course Lionel had to get involved, be like, nah, this is fucking stupid, out of my way.
But let's see here. They're effectively immortal and they can grow stronger every year, passing year.
Yeah.
And
Oh god.
they're kind of a spacefaring species because they don't want to stay in one place for too long because then the Imperium will catch up to them. And so very nomadic. Their tech's about equal to the Imperium, nothing too advanced like Necrons.
Yeah.
And
They're mostly like feral animal like people.
yeah, they never engage in diplomatic. They just harvest populations like cattle. But keep moving. And apparently they hail from the Ghoul Stars, which definitely an episode I want to do if we ever do horror someday.
The Ghoul Star. That's like those are like usually Night Lord territory too. Usually the Night Lords like to hang around those kind of areas.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
But yeah, we're likely not gonna really see a mastodon because this takes so damn long to populate, like make more. Kind of like vampires.
And also Lionel literally had to step up to deal with them because he is also a lot of people forget this. Lionel's a paranoid motherfucker.
Oh, he's very
Don't
paranoid.
forget about that part. Yeah.
So a race of Xenos that can literally just look at you and peer into your mind. And again, to remind you guys, the Dark Angels, what do you think their favorite color of marker is, Tide?
I have no idea.
Black.
Oh hell.
Because, do you want to see a picture of what a of what a Dark Angel coloring book looks like?
What does a Dark Angel coloring book look like?
I will show you. I happen to have one on my person. Let me show you this it's a Dark Angel coloring book. Look how good of a job he did with this coloring book. Look at this Dark Angel coloring book.
I don't see anything.
I don't see. Oh, there. Now you're putting it in. Ah. Yeah, no.
You get it now?
Yeah.
Tilly, it may be a little bit for you, but the Dark Angels are like, you ever wonder like where the scariest chaplains are from? It's these guys. The Dark Angels literally are like think like full old school Knights of the Round Table, like inner circle, super secretive, like what else? What other words could I use for them? Tied is like they will, if you even mention the word fallen, a chaplain will suddenly visit your door and you will disappear.
Oh, I'm McFallen. I'm McFallen. um. All right, two more races to go. Let's see here. Want to go with the nicer one or the scarier one?
Let's go with nicer, considering you brought up.
Hold on. Let's go with scarier one first, and then we
Alright.
can end it on a nice note, so we don't have to keep on thinking about Lovecraftian.
She just introduced us to the Crave and Umbra again.
Alright, so scary it is. The Cryptos.
Oh, the fucking poltergeists of the 40. Oh, fuck! I forgot about these things.
Don't they look great, Tito?
Oh god, these fucking things.
Tell me more immediately. I have to know more now.
They are literally the poltergeists of 40K. They're fucking horrible.
They are similar to enslavers. They're etheric pseudo-gasmatic creatures. They're found in small families too, like never larger than 20. But yeah, they'll slip into the pores of your body and control you like possession. Yeah.
They're poltergeists.
Essentially, yeah. Like what you see in the pictures, kind of what they are. And now, saying they're not really conquerors. They don't go for like they're not trying to go for like the grand leadership and conquer the world. They really just want to be left alone. They just want to power left alone. So
which is hilarious because a lot of the Ordos Malleus, or not the Ordos Xenos, want the Ordos Malleus to get involved with dealing with these things because they believe that they are the vengeful spirits of heretic like governors.
No, they just possess governors, so it made it seem a little heretic.
Yeah, so like these are like demon hosts and shit.
Yeah, but really, they kind of remind me of, if anyone's played Vampire the Masquerade, they remind me of the Kindred, where just
they do look like the Kindred.
Well, yeah.
I only know about that because of my partner Vic. I love you, baby. But yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
essentially, they just want to be able to to like thrive and be left alone. They're not trying for world domination. They just want to exist. So
they literally exactly, Tilly. They're just like listen, like I can't talk to you directly because warp shenanigans. So I'm gonna take over this guy and I'm gonna make him speak in riddles, and you're gonna leave me the fuck alone because I don't want to deal with you right now. I have a headache.
Because they want, like, they're not trying to go for like planetary governor, but like whoever's in charge of like trying to stuff them out, they'll possess that guy and then make moves to so they can be left alone.
And then unfortunately it leads to exterminatus because they believe they believe that the governor is a demon host.
Yeah.
Because aren't these also very rare?
But easily mistaken for sure. So the rumor is that they're so afraid of something scarier that they cast off their flesh in order to escape. And they are rumored to be from like the War in Heaven, are similar to the Harud.
Ooh.
So yeah, like I said, they are similar to enslavers, but they're like just misunderstood.
Yeah, they're basically just like these are the survivors of those wars, and they just like they're basically like warp spirits is a good way to describe them. They're like ghosts in the warp.
Yeah, it's like you give off a bad vibe, man, to say, and you're cool.
Yeah, but I wonder why. Because the warp fucks with their image.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Finally, let's go on to something just a little more lighthearted. The art here, okay, and now this one's a little hard to pronounce, but the Palager.
Double. Huh?
Fish out humans.
What the fuck? Oh, these fuckers!
Yeah, like if you've ever seen A from Hellboy, basically that's their race of humans. The Pellager.
Oh, these are
Pelican.
abhumans?
Yeah.
I thought these were like a subrace of the Tau.
Oh no. No, these are abhumans. Because when I heard that they were abhumans, I originally thought they just got scales and stuff like that. But no, once I looked up the art and stuff, like, oh no, they look straight up like fish people. You know, like maybe like those old
Holy
ones, the Zora.
shit.
And yeah, so they can easily just breathe underwater and even like tar-like liquid. So they can breathe in various liquids, not just water. So if you ever drop the relic in a lake, send in the Pellager. And the other feature is that because they swim down to such, because pressure gets stronger when you go further and further underwater. So their skin is like fucking like tank like. So it basically like a blade when it pierced their skin, it would break the blade.
So they got like pseudo ceramite.
Yeah, so guns only on these guys.
Oh shit! It's like literally like pseudo ceramite. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I was making a joke.
But yeah, so you'll often find them with like say like Inquisitor or Rogue Trader groups.
I would say these guys are probably more with inquisitorial retinues.
Yeah.
Because of the fact of like these guys are. I feel like these guys would be more valuable in an inquisitorial revenue, because like these guys don't seem like they would fit in like a guard regiment or like these guys seem like they'd be more like specialized, used for certain investigations.
Yeah.
Hence why I think they're probably more like they're like I could see these guys being like you I think you made reference. Oh, you even have a picture of him in here too. Home dude from Hellboy, where they're used mostly as like scholars or like dialogue.
Yeah, it's like maybe they had like a Navy regiment. That's very situational, but I'm not sure if there's like
I mean, there is an Imperial Navy, but that's more of like attuned to like the fucking
space.
Like, yeah, that's the Imperial Navy. It's pretty much space.
But yeah, that's 10 Xeno life forms, and
I am so surprised we didn't talk about felinids.
We'll see. The dice will have to roll on them. So
I'm about to say, yeah, because I thought you would latch onto those. Like me and Ty thought we were gonna talk about felinids at some point.
no, I just pick what the dice rolled on.
That's fair.
But I'm surprised we got a lot of the Umbra and the Ogren in the same one, but the stuff.
I'm surprised you found so many of the scary ones because I forgot about the Crave for a while.
Let's see here. But yeah, like just look at it. Yeah, but we got stuff from like Beastman, the Hurrah, to lots of Mechanicus mistakes.
Mm-hmm. You mean the biggest Mechanicus mistake?
Let's see. But yeah, and lots of abhumans, more catechin stuff, and we got some big critters as well. Yeah, we got enough for a few more episodes of these, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, there's even an evil clam. Just.
Yep.
But yeah, that'll be for next season, I guess. But yeah, this was a very fun discussion and look into a good variety here. But old squats, yeah, just
the fucking squats.
But yeah, I guess we'll see y'all folks on the next what?
Alright, see ya.
What?